Hey everybody! I hope you are all having a fabulous Wednesday. First of all, let's talk about this mat. So much nicer than that aqua, right? So you're going to be able to see my actual projects just a little bit better against this kind of clear background. I am showing you my sketch here, and we're going to be playing with two photos and Chamel's Head in the Clouds collection. I know many of you are going to want the links for this mat, and I want to put it through its paces a little bit before I recommend it. This was the first video that I used it on. So I'm not 100% sure, how it's gonna hold up. So I want to use it for a little bit, but as soon as I have kind of put it through its paces, gotten glue on it, made sure it cleans up easy, doesn't stain, that kind of stuff, I'll be sure to give you a link to it. It is from Amazon, and it is not a scrapbooking mat. Which is why I say let me put it through its paces first. But so far, it seems to work really well, and it works really, really well on my videos because it is a self-healing mat, so I can cut on it and stuff and kind of muck it up. But I'm also not, 100% sure how it's going to last and things. So we'll give it a month or so, and then I'll give you all of the details. I might intentionally try to stain it, or I might not. I haven't decided yet. So I'm just going to go through all of my Head in the Clouds products and decide which ones I want to use. It's been a while since I've played with this collection, so I kind of have to re-familiarize myself with it a little bit and kind of pick out the elements I think are going to go with my photo and work with my sketch. We are going to go full on pink with this layout. Pink on pink, beautiful pinks, lots of pinks. So if you love pink, this is the layout for you, or the video for you, maybe. We're still going to stick to the sketch fairly closely, except we're using two photos instead of one. So my plan is to use this ledger paper that is a light pink, and then kind of put it over the brighter pink background cardstock. I end up cutting this ledger paper to 11.5 by 11.5. I started with a smaller frame, and I wanted more of the pink. I'm going to use this tearaway tape from Spiegel Mom Scraps to get that ledger paper over the bright pink cardstock. I really, really love this tape. The more I use it, and the more I use the Big Mama foam tape, the more I really like it. You don't have to cut it with a tape, with a scissors. I just do. Don't ask me why. So I'm going to put lots of tape on the back of this ledger paper to keep it really good and adhere to the pink cardstock. And then the trick that I have learned to kind of get these centered like this without having a crooked border is to put just a little bit of my tape runner in the middle of my paper, get it centered, and then kind of push it down in the middle there, and then remove that tearaway tape, because the tape runner will hold the paper in place, so it's not going to shift around on you. So if this layout has a title or a technique, it is more pink. That's what we're going with. I actually think this layout turned out so pretty. It's bright for me, kind of, but it still is elegant, and it's still me. Just a bit of pop of color. I keep telling you guys, the winter here, it's like really, it's been really gray and really gloomy, and I have just been gravitating towards these bright, bold colors, which is something that I really never do as a general rule. So this is, fun. Okay. Also, let's be real here. Chamel is my favorite, and she can do amazing things with bright and bold colors like nobody else that I know. And so working with her collections always makes me a little bit more adventurous when it comes to colors. I love her collection so much. I'm going to miss my stash horribly when it is gone, let me tell you. I'm going to start by doing these fun strips of paper. So I'm cutting a couple at 2 inches, and I'm cutting this kind of diagonal stripe at a little bit of a thinner width. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and kind of rough cut these flowers. I picked 5 of these larger, beautiful pink clusters. I tried to grab ones that were kind of on the edge of the paper because I know I'm going to use them to kind of tuck in and around my different embellishment clusters. But I'm only picking 5, and then I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut them out and use them as embellishments on my layout. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and kind of trim off the end where I rough cut all those flowers. And so I have these kind of wonky scraps, and we're going to use them. So the B side of this paper is this pretty kind of periwinkle and aqua polka dot. And so what I'm going to do is I grabbed my circle punch. I'm just going to punch circles from all this. We do not waste this Chamel paper, guys. No wasting the Chamel paper. Other papers I probably just would have tossed the rest, but you know, just you don't waste the Chamel paper. That's the rule. That's just the rule. So I'm going to go ahead and get as many circles from this kind of offcut as I possibly can. And then I'm going to go ahead and I am going to place these 2 photos. I'm going to keep them at a slight angle, a little bit overlapping, and then I'm going to trim them up. I'm going to back them with this pretty kind of tone-on-tone pink polka dot paper because more pink. And then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to fussy cut these flowers so we can kind of put the rest of our layout together. I also went and did some chores and some housework before I came back to my layout. So the light had changed, but that's okay because there's a window directly in front of my scrapbook desk. So I'm going to start with these fun banner pieces, these strips that I cut. I'm going to fishtail the wider strips. And I'm going to trim them so that the one that has the fishtail is just a little bit shorter. Or, yeah, the one that has the fishtail is shorter than the diagonal striped paper. And the reason that I'm doing this, that's how it is on the sketch, and I did want to follow that part, but I am going to center my photo just a bit differently because I do have 2 photos that shouldn't matter too much, though, because it's still 4x6 canvas. But I wanted to kind of fill out the page just a little bit more. So this sketch kind of looks like the photo is nestled right down into that corner. And I'm just going to pull my layers and my photo up more into like a third. So a third up from the bottom and a third in, 1/3 in from the left. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere these strips down. And then I can kind of nestle my photo into that area where the L meets with the strips. I do have a kind of like an awkward spot there, but we're going to cover it up with a cluster of embellishment so it won't even show on the finished layout. So I went through my, I had these cute little titles. They're from Pebbles. These aren't from the Head in the Clouds collection, but I do really enjoy them. They're cute and fun, so I grabbed those. And I'm going to use this one that says Go Girl. So this is a photo of my niece. This is my niece that I haven't seen since December of 2019 because of the pandemic, and she lives far away, but well, not far away, but far enough away that we can't go visit and she can't come see us. But my brother sends me oodles of pictures and I just am going with it and scrapbooking them. So that's what we're doing here. So this photo is of my niece. She's wearing her cute little mask and she's kind of doing, just kind of showing off her muscles. So it's a really cute picture and the colors match perfectly. So I'm going to go use that little Go Girl title and I'm going to place that title on the right there. I think I moved the title from where it is located on the sketch. I can't quite remember. So I'm going to go ahead now and continue to build these clusters. So I have one that I'm going to create kind of like a cluster around my title. I'm going to do one above my photo right there. And then I'm also going to create one in that open corner down at the bottom. I am using a couple of die cuts from the Head in the Clouds die cut pack. And then I am also using those florals that I fussy cut and the circles that I punched. Once I have the base for my clusters decided upon, now I'm going to come in and some of these florals that are on the top of the clusters, I'm going to add some dimensional adhesive to the back of them. These are just some foam dots from my stash that I am trying to use up. And so I'm just going to pop up just the top florals that are on the top of these clusters. So I got my Head in the Clouds collection from Redefine Creative, which means dun, 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 I have some beautiful exclusive sequin mix that matches the whole kit perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some of those for some extra, say it with me, pink. But honestly, there's also some pretty greens and some other colors in this mix, and I'm going to kind of sprinkle all the colors around in all the different spots. I'm using a crystal katana. Sometimes I get questions about this. This is a jewelry making tool. You can get it at Hobby Lobby. You can get them at Amazon. Simon Says Stamp carries them. They're a little bit pricey, but they're totally worth it. Mine was $16. So depending on your budget. It also not just depends on your budget. It also depends on how often and how much you use sequins and whether you want to easily place them and you use them on almost every layout like me or not. So I'm going to go ahead and place all these sequins down, and then we will have your close-ups right now. And that's going to complete this one. Okay, guys, I am hoping to have a new video for you on Friday, and then I'm also going to be working on some members-only projects. So I will see you all back here on Friday, and have a wonderful week. Bye.